What's up, my friend? Welcome to my channel. My name's David, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how I managed to pay off just under $24,000 of debt in around about 13 months. And I'm also going to share with you a number of debt traps that I found myself in the hope that you could avoid these as well. So stick around. So if you're new to my channel and you like personal and spiritual development videos, click the subscribe button and notification bell down below because I release new videos every Monday, and let's get right into it. So a few years ago, I was starting a business. I started this business and I felt like I needed to get some coaching. And I had some money in the bank, but I didn't have enough money to purchase this year-long mentorship. And as a result of that, I wasn't working at the time, so I didn't have any funds coming in. They wouldn't let me get a loan, so my mum ended up loaning me the money. And I didn't really like that. And I'd never borrowed any money from anybody before. I'd never, at that level, I'd borrowed a couple of $100 here and there, which I always paid back because I don't like owing people money. But I ended up borrowing around $14,000, a bit over that, from my mum. And my intention was obviously the business was going to go well and I was going to pay it back that year. That was the plan. And obviously that didn't happen. So it was the first time I'd ever been in debt. And luckily for me, I wasn't gaining any interest on that debt. However, having that weighing over your head, especially owing it to somebody that you know and love, is something that's difficult to deal with. Well, it was for me anyway. So the issue with getting into debt is that it's very easy once you have a certain amount of debt, it's very easy to get more. Like, what's an extra $1,000 out of 14? It's not that much, What's an extra $2,000? And along this journey, when I wasn't earning very much money, and that obviously made paying the debt off very difficult. I was living in an expensive city, and pretty much all my money was going to my living expenses. I had literally, some weeks I was spending $50 a week on food. I had literally a couple of $100 every month as a buffer to kind of, to save if I wanted to, or spend on some entertainment. So it was really nothing. And after a while, I decided to stop doing the business, and I was looking for new ways to earn money. I didn't want to go back to accounting, which is what I was doing before. So I was trying different programs, and in buying different programs, what I discovered was a thing called a balance transfer. And I don't know if they have this all over the world, but they definitely do in Australia. And basically what happens is you can put some money on a credit card or purchase something on a credit card, and then you can find another credit card company that is accepting a balance transfer, which means you transfer the balance from one card to the new one, and it's like interest free for, in my case, I think it was 18 months or 15 months or something. And they have different promotions. So it could be 12 months, it could be 2 years, but essentially you get interest free for a certain amount of time. And that's one of the biggest traps that I found, because when you don't have the money to be able to pay it off, even if it is like $200 a month or $300 a month, which doesn't seem like a lot, every month that you don't pay it off, the balance is still there, obviously, but it just gets, at the end of the 2 month or whatever the period is, the 12 months, you're gonna have to pay it all off anyway. And a balance transfer was something that I found myself doing a number of times over this 2-year period. And when I finally found a program that I thought was going to work for me, and it changed my mindset completely. I thought, okay, I'm going to go into sales now, everything's going to be fine, I'll pay off the debt, pursue my music career and passion, which is what I wanted to do ultimately anyway. And then I discovered that sales wasn't really for me. And so the debt wasn't being paid off. I got to the end of 2018 and I thought, well, at this point my $14,000 had gone up to nearly $24,000, which is quite a lot more, but it's very easy to get in that debt spiral, which is my point. So I ended up having to move home. I moved back home with my parents, and that was literally how I was able to pay off the debt so quickly. But the way that I did it was a way that my mentor suggested, and this is what I'm going to share with you. And it's not just moving home. I mean, that definitely helps. But when you've got multiple sources of debt, like I had 2 credit cards and my mum's loan at that point, the way of doing it and keeping track of it all is going to sound very simple, but it's just putting it into a spreadsheet where you have, so you know exactly how much debt you have in all the different areas. And then you can chip away at one and get rid of that. And then you can chip away at another and get rid of that. And then you can chip away at another one, however many you have, and finally get rid of it all. But it really comes down to totaling your entire debt and then working out how fast you want to pay it off in, let's say, a year. And then you obviously divide it by 12. So then you know exactly how much you have to pay every month. Now, what is also a wise thing to do is to, and what I wish I did at the time, what I wish I had done was to get a full-time job. I was working part-time, but I really didn't want to go get a full-time job because I was working from home and I was able to focus a lot on music, and I wasn't really looking for a long-term solution with a full-time job, if that makes sense. Like, I knew I wanted to work from home long-term, and I was looking for opportunities to help me do that, and a full-time job wasn't going to be that thing, although it would have been a very quick way of paying the debt off. So my point is that if you increase your income, obviously you're going to be able to pay it off quicker. And one of the biggest things, and it's difficult to do when you're in a normal job, your company dictates to you how much money you can earn. Maybe you're in sales, or maybe you're in some sort of revenue generating position, and you could increase your income a little bit based off of bonuses and things like that. But more often than not, your income is dictated and capped by the company. So it's very difficult to increase your income even if you want to. Which is why I chose to develop a skill. At the time I thought it was sales, but I ended up developing a copywriting skill, and I've been able to increase my income as I wish, almost, but just by taking on new clients. And that to me is very valuable. So my mentor, Dan Lok, actually wrote a book about, it's called Unlock It, and in that book he names a number of different high income skills, of which closing and copywriting are two. And there are 11 more that he actually names in that book. And the book's not just about that, but it's also about unlocking your wealth, your significance, and your productivity, and a bunch of different things that are really going to help you in life. So if you want to get a free copy of that book, I'm going to leave a link down below. It's an affiliate link, but it's not going to cost you anything. The book is free and you only have to pay for shipping. So if you do want to get a copy of that book, click the link down below, and it's a good read. I just finished it last week. So that's the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that this has helped you get the ball rolling and helping you pay your debt, because I know how difficult it can be, and I know how having that debt hang over your head or over your shoulders is just such a hindrance on your life. It took me a number of years to, well, when I've actually started paying it off, it only took me 13 or 14 months, but I had that debt for a good 2 years. Almost 3. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment below how you plan on paying your debt off from now on. And until next time, see you in the next video. Peace, much love, and take care.